Hello, today we're going to talk about Uber at IPOs. Tomorrow, my thoughts and opinions on it. I still have the same opinion. I don't really buy these IPOs, especially the ones that go on and on and on and on about. They've been going on about this one a lot. I believe it might do whatever. I mean, it's. I wait till always for the numbers to come out. Really to jump in on it. I don't like following the crowds. Per se, I always kind of think for myself, like anybody should in this business. So I really would recommend jumping on it. I think honestly, if you buy it at IPO, you're just gambling, and it could turn out well, it could turn out bad. God only knows, because it's not going on any really numbers. It's not really when people are buying it, they're not looking at any numbers and thinking, this price or that price. They're really not looking at that, or and I think it's just straight up gambling. I mean, you might as well, if you want to buy Uber, you might as well just take the $80 that you buy the stock and walk into a gas station and buy $80 worth of lottery tickets. You might get a better return. But that's that's the truth about some of these IPOs. I mean, I do buy IPOs, but I don't like them when they're all hyped up and the news is talking about how everybody, this is going to be this, and you have a bunch of people saying, oh, it's going to crash or it's going to go up, and you got this and got that, and it's almost pointless to get into it. So hopefully, if you're a new investor, hopefully you don't. I see a lot of these IPOs, and they come out hot and they do well, then they just start selling off. You know what I mean? You saw that with Lyft. I believe Zoom will eventually sell off. You know what I mean? Eventually, Zoom, one of these things, it could be eventually be profitable, which is good. But I mean, I think Uber was the last time I checked, it was over $100 billion company. So it probably won't double like Beyond Meat. That'd be almost ridiculous if it did. I mean, and I don't know enough about the sales. I mean, if it doubled, I could make it a $200 billion company. I mean, Uber would be bigger than Walmart. I mean, I think that's a little extreme. There's only like a couple bigger companies than damn Walmart. And that would just be almost crazy if it did. I mean, that would be that would be a once in a lifetime there. If it ever did, I don't think it will. Beyond Meat was a different story. I believe it's just funny. I don't know why everybody jumps in on them. I don't. So that's why I don't it's not like I'm, and I'm not really judging the business. I think it'll be a good business, but I don't really like buying it at an IPO. I think it's too hyped up. It's too much, and it can go either way. Let's just say I believe it could be it could pop up a lot or go down a lot. I think there's only really a couple ways for it to go. So, I mean, with that much, because you have to think the way the stock market works, the more volatile, the more people on it, the more volatility goes up. So essentially, you will have more buyers, and it will go up a lot, or more sellers. So essentially, it could go either way, and then people could start shorting it and this and that, and it could go down a lot, or people could start buying it up, thinking they're gonna miss out on this big ramp, and it's really just all hype. And I don't think there's one person going on the numbers. I mean, unless you know it, but really they're public, and you can look them up online and kind of go like that. But I mean, they're not really disclosing all the information that you can get with some company like Amazon. I mean, I only think they have like 10 Qs, and they haven't been out that long, so they don't really have that much. So that's my opinion on Uber. Uber. I believe it's definitely a hold. I'm not recommending against it, but I recommend against buying the IPO or doing anything like that. I think that's just gambling. So essentially, if you want a better return or want to gamble, just take the $80 and go into a gas station and buy lottery tickets with it. You're basically doing the same thing. Or you know what I mean? Or buy some crazy call option and pray to God it doubles. You know what I mean? You're basically gambling when it goes to that, which, people get addicted to it, and gambling is an addiction. So essentially people, and that's what people do. They like that. And you can say, well, I can make a lot of money. Well, you can make a lot of money off lottery tickets too. I mean, if you get one good one, and it's not my style of investing. Well, it's not even investing, it's gambling. But anyway, that's my opinion on Uber on its IPO. I'm definitely on the watch list, though. I'm definitely keeping on the watch, like Lyft. to see if it can turn maybe a little bit more profitable. I could eventually probably make my final decision on it. Lyft, I haven't recommended it yet. Eventually, I might down the road, but I normally give it a couple months. Because I remember back when I think it was 2013 or 12 when Facebook IPO'd. I mean, that thing went down 50%. So, I mean, I think it went out about 30, and then it went all the way down to like 16 or 17. I mean, it lost about 50%. So, I mean, I learned from that. I didn't buy then. I don't think anybody really thought Facebook would be what it is today. Really, maybe a couple people did, but I mean, let's just say I was definitely, I eventually got in on it, but my bottom line is, I would wait. I wouldn't buy anything in it. I mean, if you want to try your luck, you got $100 or $1,000 to gamble away, then go for it. But I don't recommend it. Anyway, that's all today. That's all I have to say about Uber IPO, and hopefully it was helpful. I could eventually make a video maybe on it if I recommend buy it, because I think it is a growing industry. I mean, the ride sharing is pretty good, and I think Uber has it all. So it has a lot of growth baked into it, but you know, I mean, it has to be growth with a reasonable price. It can't be as extraordinary growth, but the price is completely unreasonable. You know what I mean? It's okay if you owned it when you bought it fair and it went unreasonable. That's kind of almost what you want. You want it to go up a lot, you know. But anyway, that's all my opinions today on Uber. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully it'll maybe save you some money. Maybe change your opinion on it, and that's really all. And thank you.